Efootball 25 is here and you've probably downloaded the game, started playing and noticed something weird happening. You're not playing well. Why is that? A reason for that might be your skills. Your gaming skills is probably raw. Another reason for that is the gaming settings. In this video, I'll be providing the best settings for Efootball 25 which will improve your gaming skills massively. Now, first and foremost, you need to make sure you have the best graphic settings, and by best I don't mean the highest quality graphic. Regardless of the device you have, I think it's crucial to have the frame rate at 60 frames per second, and to improve your gameplay overall, you need to make sure the graphics you use is supported by your device. In Efootball 25 there are 4 graphic types. We have the lowest, the low, the standard and the high graphics, which is the creme de la creme of graphics. I would advise you to respect your device's capability. For example, I use standard graphics because I know that using high quality graphic will disrupt my gameplay, causing my game to lag a lot, heat up my phone and drain my battery quickly. However, if your device is good and you don't face any lag or input delay, I think you should use high graphics, because this season the graphics are insane. You'd think you are playing the game on a PS5 or on a huge console. Moving on to the play settings. For the control type, I use classic control, and personally I think it's better because I perform certain actions faster, such as cancelling a shot, performing skill moves and shots and many other things. That's not to say that touch and flick is bad. However, it takes a lot of time and practice to understand, because touch and flick is not conventional, while classic control, or as it is called now, virtual pad, is common. It is your conventional common control pads for consoles, which a lot of people know how to use. The next thing you should note is the cursor change. If you are an experienced player, the best thing here is to use manual cursor change, because this gives you all the control over your players and you will be totally responsible for your actions. If you use match up a lot, manual cursor change is better. On the other side, if you are a beginner or a noob to the game, the best advice is to use assisted, because you won't stress much on changing between players during the game when you are trying to defend. Overall, semi-assisted is better because it's a mix of both manual and assisted, where the AI helps you a little bit, but you are still the one making big defensive decisions. You're still in charge of your players. Then we have the input range settings, which is really interesting. We have narrow input range, medium and wide input range. The choice of your input range boils down to 2 things. 1, your device. 2, your gameplay, or how you want to play. Now, wide input range fits with most devices, but it requires a lot of space on your screen, and that might be a headache if you don't have a huge screen. While on the other hand, medium and narrow don't require a lot of screen space. Now, how does the input range affect your gameplay? We know that skill moves is an effective way of beating your opponents in the game. Another easy and effective way of doing that is by simply dragging your cursor, moving around the defender to create space. If your cursor or input range is wide, your circle around the opponent would be very wide, which will make your dribbling less smoother and less effective. However, if the input range is medium or narrow, your dribbles around the opponent is faster and smoother. Now, the next setting is the directional stick type. I prefer mine to be fixed, mainly because my phone screen isn't large. However, if you're using an iPad or a tablet whose screen is bigger, it's advisable to switch it to movable, because you have a lot of room. Also, if you're using classic controls, there is an option for you to choose your defending style, whether pressure style or standard. I'll suggest you try out both to see what works best for you, because the button configurations is different for each. For example, if you're using the pressure style, this is how it looks. If you want to activate the matchup, you swipe the pressure button to the right or left, while if you're using standard defending style, the pressure button is replaced with the match up button. And if you want to activate the pressure, you swipe the dash button up or down. Now, for a lot of people, this might sound confusing. That's why I say you should try out both to see what works best for you. This was the defending style in PES 21, where you are pressing the opponent like a headless chicken, chasing the opponent down, which leaves a lot of space in behind. Now, match up is a type of defending where you cover the zones rather than pressing the opponent like a headless chicken. You cover the zone waiting for the opponent to make a mistake, then you intercept the ball and counter. So personally, standard defending style is better for me because I like using matchup. I rarely use pressure button to press my opponent. For the cursor type, I suggest you let it be on player name. Next player indicator should also be on, because this helps you identify the closest player you can call to defend or press your opponent. Attack and defense level, that's crucial. It should also be on because it helps you switch in-game sequence, whether you want to attack higher or defend lower. Radar is also important to have on. This gives you a view of the pitch because the camera angles don't really show the pitch completely. Stamina gauge and opponent's team name should also be turned on. If you have noticed, I've skipped one setting. Now personally, this is a setting that I don't like, because if you're using it, the AI will help you, and for me this takes away my ability to control my own game. This takes away from the joy of the game also. If you're new to the game, this might help you, but generally I think most players don't like it, and there's a reason for that.
Here now there's a reason. Maybe I'm overthinking it. See, I wanted to pass to my defender, and the game decided that it's better to clear. I don't know why. There was a center back free. I didn't want to clear, and this mode is a little bit fraudulent.
This is all for the main settings. Now for the camera setting, it also comes down to personal preference. But the two best camera angles in the game are dual and dynamic wide. I prefer using dynamic wide more because I'm used to it. You can try out both and see what works for you best. Now, if you go to the game plan, after choosing your manager, depending on your playstyle, whether long ball counter, possession or quick counter, you can move on to choose the individual instructions, where you assign specific in-game instructions to certain players. This solely depends on you and how you wish to play. The next setting here is the in-match rules. This is where you choose your captain, your free kick taker, the penalty taker. Your captain should have the captaincy skill. Lastly, you have the player to join attack 1, 2 and 3. Now this is applicable when you want to take corner kicks or in general set pieces, but if you wish to use it, this is how it works. 3 players, one at the near post, the other in the middle, and the third at the far post. Based on their skills, based on the one with the highest number, you choose the one with the highest number and assign the roles for them. This is the video. If you enjoyed, smash the like button, subscribe for more, because I will be uploading a lot more content regarding eFootball 25. Peace.